Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Elev8 Project podcast. I'm Ryan. I am your host. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about YouTube is not for everyone. First, I want to take the time to say thank you for those that are listening to the podcast today and listening to the podcast regularly. If you want to watch the video version or you want to support the podcast, you can support me on Patreon. And you can also visit my website at the Elev8project.com. Elev8project.com and sign up for my mailing list. I just started where I'm going to send out periodic updates behind the scenes on my YouTube channel, the podcast, and all the things, especially going into 2023. I'll have all the links to Patreon, my website, in the description of this podcast episode as well. Okay, let's get started on this topic. YouTube is not for everyone. I thought it was really important for me to discuss this because I have YouTube videos discussing how to get started, thinking about different ideas, and why to start YouTube. And I had a bunch of different conversations with a lot of different people. And the truth of the matter is, it's not really about can you be successful on YouTube. I think anyone that puts in the time, puts in the effort, wants to excel, will be successful on YouTube, depending on what their definition of success is. Even for myself, just uploading one video was a success. And now it's just a stepping stone or a milestone that I've been able to complete to move forward to my first 10 videos, to my first 100 subscribers and beyond. And I had a comment on one of my YouTube videos. It was about my presentation or how my video was presented and how they couldn't do it. And I was like, you know what? I think anyone can do it. It's about if you want to excel at a certain skill. And I've said this in some different episodes, but if you want to improve at anything, all you need to do is to continue doing that skill for a long period of time. So the more that you do it over a long period of time, you're going to get somewhat better. That particular video that was released was not necessarily my earliest video. It wasn't my newest video. It was kind of right in the middle where I definitely learned a lot from when I started. And there was a lot of things that I learned. Was it definitely better than my first video? 100%. Is it better than my YouTube videos of today? Depending on what you get out of the video. If you get a lot out of the video, then probably the same. That's typically the goal. If you found it more than educational, you found it more entertaining, yeah, probably. Are my newer videos more to the point? Yes and no. I'm trying to commit to really focusing on creating a community now on my YouTube channel. So is there going to be a lot of informative things on my YouTube channel? 100%. I want to stress this on my podcast, and I try to stress it on my YouTube channel, is that I'm here to support you on your journey, to help you share your knowledge, your experience, and your expertise to share with the world, especially depending on what the future holds for a lot of people to learn and be entertained. We've had seen the past with the pandemic. We've seen that we've been, I don't want to say locked at home, but we are forced to stay at home to stay safe. And one of the things to stay stimulated is definitely communication, playing games, reading, and then there are all this digital aspects where we have Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and YouTube. YouTube is really, for me, the universal entertainment educational tool, more so than any other platform for me. One of the things is because it's easy. Two, there are so many different creators creating similar things, and you can learn from one person or the other better based on how they teach it, not necessarily what they're saying, but how they say it, the different activities, the different step-by-step. There's the short form, here's the summary, and there's the long form here. Let me walk you through step-by-step. Even for myself, I'm trying to learn photography, and I'm using YouTube. I'm trying to self-teach myself by using YouTube, and also doing the things that they're teaching me. So using my camera, changing the settings, being willing to make mistakes and understanding what I need to tweak. Was my first picture the best? Absolutely not. And are the pictures that I'm taking today better than my first pictures? 100%. And when I'm saying photography, I'm talking more of how to use different lenses, different focal points, changing shutter speed in portrait, family photos, outside going for a walk, and even with my kids' extracurricular activities. I want to get nice quality pictures that I can not just post on social media, but also to be able to print and have on our walls, and not necessarily spend so much money on a photographer. Don't get me wrong, I think sometimes it's worth it when you're talking about convenience and time. So why did I start this topic? YouTube is not for everyone. Because some people aren't willing to put in the time, which is okay. Some people aren't ready to make a commitment to try YouTube out in the way that can help other people or impact other people. Maybe different mindset. They're too focused on, hey, I'm starting up a YouTube channel to make money. And not make money as like, hey, I want to make money as a career, or I want YouTube to replace my full-time income. I'm talking about people that are looking for a quick dollar. People that are like, hey, I want to go on YouTube, I want to post a video, and I want to get 1 million views, get paid, and that's it. No real purpose on why they're creating their YouTube channel, no real purpose or idea. And that's the thing. That's where I'm saying that YouTube is not for everyone. And there's also another factor. There is the evolution of YouTube. When you take a look at YouTube in its beginning, it didn't really kind of know what it was for. All it knew was, hey, we want to be able to create an outlet for video creators. And I think, and I could be completely wrong about this, but when I first heard of YouTube, I heard it was for aspiring musicians or aspiring artists, aspiring singers, those type of things. So I was like, oh, YouTube, that sounds cool. I think that's a great opportunity. It looks like it's focused on X, Y, and Z, and didn't really think much of it. And then there was this like growth spurt of entertainment and different types of entertainment, comedy, there's pranks, all these different things that really started to increase the popularity of YouTube. And then moving forward, it became this long form go-to for education for quick things. How to turn off the light in your bedroom, how to change a tire, how to, all of these different types of things. So you have these things stacked upon each other because there's so much room and bandwidth to grow. And at that time, YouTube didn't really have what they have today, like a YouTube partner program where they can really capitalize on the views and add ads and pay creators. And I love YouTube for that. I think YouTube is an amazing platform that gives the ability for creators to be creative, post the things that they feel will help others, help them, and, you know, at the end of the day, help YouTube to get more views, to get more subscribers, to get more eyes on YouTube. And they actually pay their creators, where other platforms you're posting a lot of these things and not necessarily being able to get paid like you do on YouTube. And even if you do, you may not be getting, for the average person posting and having 1,000 subscribers or more, get paid as well as you do on YouTube. So there's that. And then now that YouTube is evolving from this, I don't know what I am, to I kind of know what I am. Now I figured out who I am and who I'm reaching and who I am making sure that people are happy to create content and all this great stuff. Then there's this competition that comes along. Just like anything, when something is successful, there's either going to be something that will copy it, or there will be other platforms that just make more sense to thrive. And when we take a look at the dawn of Twitch, and we take a look at TikTok, now you see YouTube really trying to evolve and creating these avenues for video creators to do everything on YouTube so they don't have to jump onto these different platforms. So YouTube turned on live. Just like Twitch became very popular. People loved it. People were entertained and gave that ability. Now you can go live on YouTube, which has made it very successful for a lot of different creators, and the ability to create a community. And I do want to start playing around with lives as one of my goals for 2023, to create more engagement with my audience. People that love my content and looking for more and exactly what they're looking for, especially in timing. There's a lot of different things that are happening throughout the year. So live, I think, is a great thing for YouTube, great thing for their audience, and great thing for creators. And then TikTok became so popular. And I haven't figured out TikTok. It's not necessarily a platform that I'm focusing on. Does the Elev8 project have a TikTok account? Yes, you can. I'll put a link in the description if you want to follow that. It doesn't really have anything. I'm kind of using it to help me understand and watch different content on there and what people like. Because for me as a creator, I want to be as native to the platform as I can. So YouTube is something that I'm focusing on because this is something that I enjoy. This is the audience that I can reach, the audience that I'm looking for on YouTube. Instagram, another platform that I'm not very familiar with, and I haven't grown my Instagram. Again, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can definitely check it out in the description of this podcast. But when it comes to Instagram, when it comes to TikTok, using those two examples, I want to be native on that platform and create content that makes sense for that platform. So we see these Instagram, TikTok, they're kind of following the same rule right now, copying each other, or more so Instagram copying TikTok, but really focused on this short form video. Again, video. 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 60 seconds. And I haven't been able to really take advantage of that on Instagram and TikTok. However, because I'm so focused on the YouTube platform, there has been this obvious indication how YouTube wants to win with short form, and they introduced the shorts. And again, similar to TikTok, similar to these Instagram Reels. And I do think it's a good idea for a creator like myself who is starting to create an audience and to use the different tools available to them so their audience can stick in the same platform. And they can watch shorts, they can watch live, and they can still continue to watch that long-form content that they're all exciting and wanting to watch. So those are a lot of different things that I feel like are completely the YouTube world or atmosphere and environment. And so even though I have Instagram and even though I have TikTok, I'll be looking to grow those platforms, next year, but it's not necessarily something that I'm focusing on and I'm being purposeful about. I'm posting on Instagram. I'm posting a few things on TikTok, more so on Instagram. And I'm created this, I want to say almost different focus, where here on YouTube, I'm really focusing on the education part of things. And I'm looking at Instagram as more of the motivational, inspirational things to create content and pushing forward. And TikTok being that entertainment realm where I can just make different type of content that is fun and entertaining and may not be as educational, even though I'm kind of just creating TikTok for my shorts, for my YouTube shorts, and vice versa, getting ideas there. But I'm focusing on the educational part or my thoughts and ideas, again, to help share my knowledge, share my experience, and share my expertise. So YouTube is becoming all the things for video content online. And when you think about that, it's not that you have to do all of the things that YouTube offers. Not saying that when you join YouTube and the reason why you aren't successful is because you're not doing the long form, you're not doing the shorts, you're not doing the lives. I think it's just that added pressure of commitment to upload a video and take your video, and should I create a separate video just for shorts, or do I take my existing content and take the time to cut it up appropriately to make it worth a short? Those type of things. Am I committed to do that? Live, hey, there is a fear of just going on camera. There's that fear alone. And now there's this additional fear to where if I screw up on video, I can do a retake or I can delete it. Not a big deal. I'm talking to a camera. I'm not necessarily talking to a live audience. And then when you go live, then you have that sense of obligation that you need to know what you're talking about. You need to be able to talk with people, answer questions, all those things. And I think like any skill, it's nerve-wracking at first. And as you practice, as you experience it, then it gets better. Of course, for me, I'm talking about more of experience for YouTube when it comes to recording videos. I have not gone live on YouTube. However, like some of you, I've definitely done a lot of live Zoom presentations for work and other things, volunteer work, all the things to keep us busy and useful during the pandemic. And some of those things that I've committed to have evolved and become something regular, even, I don't want to say post-pandemic, I would say better pandemic times. And so, yeah, there's that commitment thing. So not everyone is going to be able to commit. And with commitment to, like YouTube, you have to be somewhat consistent. And I say somewhat because there's different types of consistency that you want to be looking at. There's consistency of uploading. That's definitely important. There's also the consistency of your style or what you're talking about, or does it make sense? Does it connect with each other for your YouTube channel? And so that's something. Again, not for everyone. Maybe they're like, hey, I got this idea. They post it on YouTube and they don't necessarily want to post another video. And I think that was more me way back in the past. I was like, hey, I just want to dabble in YouTube, just see what it's like, post a video. And I posted this one or two videos, got like no views. And I was like, oh my goodness, didn't know about keywords, didn't know about research or thumbnails, titles, or anything like that. I just put a video and I was hoping for the best. I was thinking about, hey, someone posted this really, I wouldn't say cool, posted this cat doing something and it got like 1 million views. So that was my mentality. Just post something on YouTube, and if it catches, it's so good or it's so interesting that it's going to get 1 million views. And it obviously didn't. I think that post I posted maybe, I'm going to say 10 years ago. I don't even know if it's still up. I might have deleted it. But I think like 5 years later, or at least 3 years later, I looked at it and I think it had like 12 views or 20 views. Something really, really, really low. So we take a commitment or consistency and you're on YouTube. Here are the couple of reasons why it's not for everyone. One, thinking of different ideas consistently. Then you got to take the time to either create bullet points or a script about that idea, or create something where when you press record, it's fluid, it has a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end, it has some sort of conclusion. And then, of course, you need to set time aside to record. And depending how comfortable you are on the camera and how you communicate or speak, that could be very daunting. That could take a whole day or 2 days or 3 days. Or if you are trying to really create a really outstanding video that has a lot of moving parts, that one video could take a month or longer. How much money is being put into it? How many people you're hiring? Obviously, if we're going to, I'm talking about more of the extreme, but to simplify it, that may not be for everyone. Oh, I got to manage people. I got to lead this thing. I got to come up with these ideas. I got to press record. I got to find time. I got to get the equipment. I got to get good equipment. All these different types of things are like, you know what? That's it. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm done. That's not for me. And then, of course, you gotta edit. You gotta edit the video. So you have this idea. So let's be conservative. Let's say it takes you about an hour to think about the idea, write some things down to structure what you want to talk about, your introduction, the body of your video, the conclusion, or maybe learning points. What do you want people to learn from your video? And then let's just say you need to record. And let's say we'll be conservative. Let's say you're really efficient, you know your stuff, you have a little bit of background in camera work and talking on camera. So let's say that takes you an hour or 30 minutes even. Let's say it's going to be a 3-minute to a 5-minute video. And you're like, okay, I got this. I'm going to record no B-roll. I'm going to just record a roll. And you literally just talk for 10, 15, 20 minutes, no more than half an hour, and then boom, you're good to go. Then you got to edit the thing. So depending on how long the video is, usually takes me at least minimum double the amount of time. So if I'm recording a 10, 15-minute video, actually no, it takes me longer than that. Minimum an hour. Let's just say most of the time, regardless if it's a 3-minute video or a 5-minute video, it's going to take me between 30 to 60 minutes to edit that video. If you have a lot of recording, let's say you record a lot of content like B-roll, you got A-roll, you got other things that you have set up to tell this story to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish and get the feel that you want your audience to feel, that could take even longer. I mean, I've spent 2, 3, maybe not 4 hours, definitely spent 2 or 3 hours just on editing, color grading, all those things. And then, okay, you got to post it. And not just post it, you need to ensure that your title matches your content and you have the thumbnail that's been created. And it might be as quick as you can obviously just take a clip from your video and use that as a thumbnail. YouTube usually will create 3 or 4 of them for you. So there's that. And then you need to optimize the description. And so let's just say uploading the video and the upload time. Let's put that into consideration because when you upload to YouTube, it's not instant and it's not released right away. I usually will always schedule my posts so it has enough time to process all the different resolutions, SD, HD, and 4K. I film up to 4K. So it has to do that. And then make sure my description makes sense. and ensure some tags are in there. I mean, tags aren't super important, is what people say, except YouTube still has it in there. So I'm assuming they have it there for a reason. So I will add tags. And boom, you post it. Now, it could take off, but the other thing, especially if you're wanting to share your knowledge and experience and expertise to help people, they need to see the video. You need to be able to promote it in a certain way. So using social media, sending out emails, telling friends and family, whatever that is, you need to promote it in one way or the other. And then there's the step of analytics, analyzing. So I'll take a look at analytics for a new video within the first 24 hours to see how it's working. I might change the title, I might change the thumbnail, etc., to see if I can boost it in any way, and to help ensure that it's hitting the right people, or it's getting out there to help the right people. And so you go through the analytics. And then I'll typically look at the next 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, usually up to the point where I'm about to release a new video. And then from analytics, I always strive to be a little bit better, 1% better, either in the editing or the color grading or the storytelling or even the topic. Can I expand on it? Can I get better? Can I make it quicker? Can I make it more efficient? So then you need to think and design and develop new videos, come up with new ideas, record, edit, post, promote. Got to implement and evaluate it. And it goes around and around and around and around and around, week after week, month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year. So thinking about that, wow. Okay, that's going to take up a lot of time. That is pretty incredible to think about that for a moment, that, yeah, it's not just as simple as pressing record and uploading. There is a lot of time. So that may not be for everyone. I understand that some people have other commitments. They have family, friends, they have their full-time job, their current working situation, all these things, and just fathom, how can I organize that? How can I be more productive? How can I sneak this in? How can I sneak that in? And then even for myself, just thinking about that, like, how am I doing it? Not only am I doing YouTube videos, I'm also editing for shorts, and I'm doing the podcast, and I'm doing a video version of the podcast, and I want to do live videos next year, and I want to help more people and create courses and digital products for everyone and share that knowledge, what I learn, and if people want to follow in those footsteps, even talk about that, talk about my journey, what's working, what's not working. So that goes into that next reason why YouTube is not for everyone. Not every situation is going to be the same, is work-life balance. So you might have work already and you're like, I got this amount of time for my personal life. I don't know your situation. Maybe you're single, you're married, you have kids, all of the above. And if YouTube was your only thing, obviously it's going to be a little bit easier. But if you have a full-time job now and you're just starting YouTube, you're juggling these things with your extra time, and your extra time can be very, very limited. For myself, I take limited time, and luckily I'm working from home, and I'll put my time to do my YouTube, my podcast thing at like 4 a.m. That's not for everyone. Don't do what I do. And I just have this passion. I have this curiosity. I want to learn. I want to share. And then I do my typical 9 to 5. I have my family. I have my wife, my 2 kids. I want to be present for them. My daughter's 9 years old. My son is 5 years old. I've been married with my wife for over 16 years. There are a lot of different things where I want to ensure that doesn't disrupt anything. And I'll have more time, maybe if this becomes more of a thing, and it can replace my 9 to 5. my goal with YouTube is not far off than most people, is that I want to start YouTube. I want to share all the things, share my knowledge, my experience, my expertise to help people, impact people, be better. And in turn, as a result, hopefully create some sort of income, an income that can replace my full-time income, and start designing the life of my dreams, or design my life in a way where I hit my personal goals of being the best father and partner for my family, to be able to provide for my family, and also to be the best me and being present. So it's not that far off than most people. And that's why I always encourage people to follow my journey if you're in the same boat. And work-life balance, I think, is super important. Do I spend some time on YouTube and podcasting late at night? 100%. There are times when we need to take our kids to extracurriculars, and maybe only one of my kids is going, so either myself or my wife will take that one child. I'll stay home with the other child, or vice versa. And when my child is asleep, I'll take that extra time to work on YouTube, to work on editing, to work on ideas, to press record and record videos. I record videos sometimes at like midnight, and most of the time I'm recording videos at between 4 and 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm okay with that. I don't mind that for now. And then there's the thing about communication, I guess, when it comes to YouTube's not for everyone. That question, so what do you do? What do you do on your spare time? Or let's say you're starting to do YouTube. It's easy if you start a hobby or something like that. It's very easy. Like, oh, I just started running. And this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm passionate about right now. This is what I'm curious about. Maybe it's learning how to sing. Oh, wow, started this thing. Then when someone asks you, what are you doing up lately? And you say, oh, I'm doing YouTube, being a YouTuber. I'm recording videos. I'm doing audio. I'm doing all these things. It may not be something that they want to say. They don't want to share. And again, these are the reasons why I think YouTube is not for everyone. One thing I will say when it comes to YouTube and the way that the future seems to be going, part of it's legacy, part of it is a video journal of what you can do, and not necessarily YouTube. For me, I'm trying to hone my skills, yes, to work on great videos, work on better communication skills, working on impacting and helping and serve more people. Also, on a personal level, to understand video and audio so I can create stories and create journals and record my family. So when the future comes and I may not be as young as I used to be, we have our parents, our grandparents that look at a photo album and, they turn the page and like, look at this. This is what I was doing. And you have this memory. And then my parents, they do have, let's say, videos of me on a old Sony Handycam, VHS. Maybe it's on a DVD. And now we have the ability to save these videos in a way where it can tell a story, create an emotion, and it could be online. You can digitize it, maybe even put it on some sort of hard drive that you put away for safekeeping for the future. So I think part of that's legacy. I mean, anything can happen to anybody, of course, and they have that ability to rewind, press play, listen to their voice, see them, and all of the things. So even though YouTube, yes, of course, is not for everyone, I think it's something that at least everyone should try to, even on your iPhone or your cellular or mobile device that you have in your pocket, record. You may not even just post it up to YouTube, but if you can, or you have an idea. I mean, there's a lot of videos that I post on YouTube that are unlisted, and I only share that link to friends and family. It just gives me that opportunity where I can record something and share it and not have to worry about downloading it, emailing it, putting it on WeTransfer or Dropbox, etc., where I can record my daughter's dance and share it with friends and family. So you don't know what you don't know. Is there always going to be a fear? 100%. I think even for myself, I've been talking about doing YouTube, at least at the level that I'm doing it now, doing it consistently, coming up with ideas, creating a workflow that works for me for at least over 5 years. I just didn't have the idea. I didn't know what I wanted to share, what I wanted to put on for the world. And I have been blessed, even though it's been horrible for the world to really think about, and having the time to sit down and basically saying no excuses, to do the thing that I'm doing now that I'm absolutely enjoying. So yes, this episode was about YouTube is not for everyone. Hopefully you found value in this podcast and thinking about the different things, that it's not as easy as pressing record and just posting onto YouTube. There are a lot of things that you need to think about, and are you able and willing? I don't think it's able. Able is, I think everyone is able to do this. It's, are you willing? Do you want to do the thing? Do you want to do this? And if you try, you might find, oh wow, I really like this. I really enjoy this. And that one person that gets some sort of value, that gives you a comment like, that was great, thank you for that information, might spark, I'm really helping people. People are getting a lot out of what I'm producing. Or, hey, this is too much work. This is impeding on my personal life. I can't do the quality of work that I want to do at the time that I want to do it, or I'm impatient, or etc. And that's okay. If you like this episode, it would really help support this podcast by leaving a rating below, regardless if you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you are watching or listening to this podcast. Rate it, add a comment. That would be amazing. It would really help me out. Share this content, especially to people that you feel are looking for content like this one. It'd be really appreciated. For now, be safe, stay awesome, and I will catch you in the next one.